The Catalyst. Your success story starts with one decision. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, fellow travelers in this wild year of 2026, and those of you currently standing at the crossroads of your own potential, welcome to the room where everything changes. We live in an era of unprecedented noise. We have algorithms predicting our coffee orders, AI drafting our emails, and a digital world that moves so fast it makes the 2010s look like they were recorded in slow motion. But amidst all this high-speed data and automated convenience, there is one thing that technology cannot do for you. There is one function that no neural network can simulate, and no robot can execute on your behalf. The power to decide. You are not stuck because you lack resources. You are not stuck because you lack a plan. You are stuck because you are trying to keep every door in the hallway open, and you've forgotten that you can only walk through one at a time. Today, we're going to talk about the surgical, terrifying, and beautiful act of making a decision, the one decision that serves as the version 1 of your success story. The paralysis of the maybe. Let's be honest with each other. Most of us aren't living our plan A. We are living in a perpetual state of plan maybe. Maybe I'll start that business when the market cools down. Maybe I'll write that book when I find a quiet month. Maybe I'll prioritize my health when work isn't so chaotic. In the psychology of achievement, this is known as decision fatigue, but I prefer to call it the purgatory of the middle ground. When you sit in the middle of a decision, you are leaking energy. You are spending 80% of your mental power wondering, should I? Which leaves only 20% for actually doing. Imagine your life as a physical system. If we were to model your progress toward a goal as a vector in physics, we might look at the net force $F, net dollar, applied to your trajectory. If you are being pulled in 5 different directions by 5 different maybes, your equation looks like this. Sum bec F, 1 plus bec F, 2 bec F, 3 2 bec F, $0. If the sum of your forces is 0, you stay exactly where you are. You can sweat, you can stress, and you can burn out all while standing perfectly still. Success isn't about working harder. It's about aligning your forces into a single decisive direction. The Latin secret, decided, want to take you back to the root of the word. The word decide comes from the Latin decider. It's a combination of de, off, and carder, to cut. To decide is to cut off. When you truly decide to be successful, you aren't just saying yes to a goal, you are saying no to 1,000 other distractions. You are cutting off the safety net that has actually become your suffocation net. Most people fail because they want to keep their options open. They want to be an entrepreneur but keep the safety of the 9-to-5 just in case. They want to be a world-class athlete but keep the lifestyle of a couch potato on the weekends. Success requires a sacrifice of the alternatives. You cannot reach the new land if you are still tied to the old shore by 100 different ropes of what if. The myth of the right time, a 2026 reality check. I hear it every day. I'm just waiting for things to stabilize. Look around you. It's 2026. The world hasn't been stable in years, and it's not going to start now. The economy is a shifting tide. Technology is a roaring fire, and the perfect moment is a ghost that disappears the second you try to touch it. If you are waiting for the stars to align, I have news for you. The stars are already aligned. They've been aligned since the moment you were born, with a dream in your heart. The only thing out of alignment is your willingness to act without a guarantee. In any moment of decision, the best thing you can do is the right thing. The next best thing is the wrong thing. And the worst thing you can do is nothing. Theodore Roosevelt. In this era of rapid change, the wrong decision is actually a gift. Why? Because a wrong decision gives you data. It gives you a pivot point. It tells you where the wall is so you can find the door. But no decision gives you nothing but age and regret. The physics of success, activation energy. Why is that first decision so hard? It's because of a principle in chemistry and physics called activation energy. For a reaction to occur, for a log to turn into fire, or for a dream to turn into a reality, there is a specific threshold of energy required to break the initial bonds. Once that threshold is crossed, the reaction becomes exothermic. It starts creating its own heat and momentum. We can represent the rate of your personal success reaction, $K, using the Arrhenius equation, $K equals AE, Frank E ART, where $E, a dollar is your activation energy, the mental weight of your decision. $T, dollar is your intensity, your why. If your $E, a dollar is massive because you are overthinking and overanalyzing your progress. $K will be infinitesimal. But the moment you make a definitive decision, you lower that activation energy. You break the bond with your old self, and you start the fire. The 2-minute decision rule success is a mountain, but the first step is a pebble. I want to challenge you to look at the one decision you've been avoiding. Maybe it's quitting a habit. Maybe it's starting a project. Maybe it's finally asking for what you're worth. The one decision isn't usually a 10-year commitment. It's a 10-second act of courage. It's the decision to buy the domain name. It's the decision to send the uncomfortable email. It's the decision to get out of bed when the alarm goes off. Success stories are just a series of small decisions that stayed consistent. But that first one, that's the big bang of your personal universe. Decision-making matrix for 2026. If you feel it means your decision should be fear, you are at the edge of your comfort zone. Step forward. Boredom. You have outgrown your current environment. Leave. Confusion. You have too much information and not enough action. Envy. Someone else is doing what you should be doing. Start today. The radical canter of regret. Let's talk about the one thing we all fear more than failure. Regret. Failure is a bruise. It heals. You learn. You get a cool story to tell at dinner parties. But regret is a cancer. It eats you from the inside out. It's the what if that haunts you at 2 a.m. I want you to imagine yourself 10 years from now, in 2036. You are looking back at this version of yourself, sitting here in 2026. Do you want to remember this as the year you thought about it? Or do you want to remember this as the year you decided? The version of you who succeeds isn't smarter than you. They aren't luckier than you. They simply reached a point where they said, enough. Enough with the excuses. Enough with the waiting. Enough with the maybe next year. The burn the boats mentality. In 1519, Hernia Cortes arrived in the New World with his men. To ensure that they would not retreat, he famously ordered them to burn the boats. By burning the boats, he made the decision for them. There was no going back. There was only forward or death. Now, I'm not suggesting you do anything that extreme, but I am suggesting you burn your mental boats. Stop giving yourself an out. Stop telling your friends, I'm trying to start a business. Say, I am a business owner. Stop saying, I'm hoping to get fit. Say, I am an athlete in training. When you change your language, you change your identity. And when you change your identity, the decisions become easy. An athlete doesn't decide to go to the gym. They just go because that's who they are. Your success story starts now. Your story doesn't start when you get the funding. It doesn't start when you lose the weight. It doesn't start when you get the promotion. Your success story starts the second you decide that you will no longer tolerate your own excuses. The world is waiting for your contribution. Not the perfect version of it, not the polished version of it, the real version of it. The one that starts with a messy, imperfect, terrifying decision to just start. You are the architect of your own destiny, but you've been standing on the construction site with the blueprints in your hand for far too long. It's time to pour the concrete. It's time to lay the first brick. The call to action. I'm going to leave you with a challenge. Within the next 24 hours, I want you to make one definitive decision that moves you closer to the person you want to be. Don't make it a resolution. Make it a cut. Cut off a habit that no longer serves you. Cut off a relationship that drains you. Or cut off the fear that tells you you aren't ready. Make the decision. Then, commit to the messy middle that follows. Because on the other side of that decision is the life you've been dreaming of. The pen is in your hand. The year is 2026. What are you going to write?